Hello students, today we are going to learn how to construct a bar graph. Right, in the last class we have learned what is the meaning of bar graph and what are the parts of bar graph and how to read and interpret bar graph. So this time we are learning the construction of bar graph. So let's have a look on the parts of the bar graph. And the parts of the bar graph was x-axis, that the line which is going up the sky and which is a straight line, and it is also called a vertical line, and it is called y-axis. The line which is running horizontally and moving from left to the right direction, and it is called x-axis. And this is the second part of the bar graph. And the third part is that we have to draw a rectangular bars. Then the fourth is that we have to use a scale so that it can give a precise value. Right, like we construct a building, we need a material for it like bricks, sand. So for the construction of the bar graph, we require to draw a bar graph, we need a material, that is a graph paper, and you need a pencil for it, and one eraser and one ruler or a scale. Because you have to draw a straight line, so ruler will help us you to make a straight lines. So let's have a look on the first question, how to construct a bar graph. So before to start a bar graph, you should have a data with you, data of or the information that you should have with you, to whom which you are representing the information about the given data. So you have to plot a bar graph for the given data, that is the marks scored by Ravi in different subjects is given below. And I have a data of a Ravi and he is scoring a marks in a different subjects. So here we have a subjects and a marks for the different subjects. Now for to represent this information, we need a bar graph, and now we are going to plot a bar graph and we are going to represent this information on a bar graph. So the for the bar graph, we should have to make a start with its steps. So the first step is that you have to draw a y-axis, right? So let's draw the data. Firstly, we will represent the y-axis. So let's draw the x-axis, that is running up the sky. So it will go up the sky. So it is y-axis. This is your y-axis, right? This is basically your y-axis, which is a straight line, which is a straight edge, and it is called y-axis. Now we have to write this is y-axis. You have to give a name to this y-axis. Now in the same way, we will draw x-axis, because the second part is that you have to draw a horizontal line x-axis. So for it, we have to draw a second line. By crossing this y-axis, we will draw x-axis line. Right, again you have to need to give a name to the x-axis, that is x. You have to write only x. So as you can see that we have drawn y-axis, which is moving up the sky, and it's called a vertical line, and we have also drawn a horizontal line that is called x-axis. And both the x-axis and y-axis are starting from the same point. That it means that its starting point is same. That is, the starting point is the origin. We can say that it's a 0 point where the x-axis and the y-axis starts. Right, so this is the origin of the x-axis and y-axis. So we have to write O, or you can write 0. This is called origin, or the 0 mark where the y-axis and x-axis starts. So now after drawing the x-axis and y-axis, we have to give the captions to x-axis and y-axis. So what are these captions? So how you will write? So here we have a 2 categories where we have to write the captions for it on x-axis and y-axis. But now the question arises that we have to write which category on which axis, right? So you know that always one category is depend on another category, right? So always the x-axis depends on one thing is dependent on another thing, right? So here the what is depending. So here the marks is 45, 60, 30 and 15. And we have a second category, subjects, maths, English, Hindi and science. So the subjects are all dependent on marks. So all the subjects are dependent on marks. So here on x-axis, we always write a dependent variable. Dependent category, we always write a dependent category because here the subjects are depend on marks, right? So all the subjects are depending on marks. So we have to write the subjects, which is a dependent category, we have to write on the x-axis. So we'll write subjects. We will leave one line so that we can write these subjects, all the subjects over here. So we'll leave one line, or you can leave two lines also. So here we are mentioning that on x-axis, subjects are depending on marks. That's why you have to write the caption on x-axis. Now on y-axis, the last category, that is the marks category, will fall on y-axis. That is, you have to write marks. So marks we will mention on y-axis and the subjects we will write on x-axis, right? So this is the information that the x-axis giving, that the number of the subjects we have to write on x-axis and the marks of the different subjects that we have to write on y-axis. Now the next step is that you have to draw a bar graph on a graph paper, right? For it, firstly we will set the title that what the bar graph is giving us information. If somebody will read your data, that would be better clear to him, his or her, that the bar graph is about of what information. So here we have to read the title. So firstly we will read what the title is giving, that is the relation between the subjects and the marks. So here the title is the marks scored in different subjects. Marks scored in different subjects. This is the information giving us the data that the marks scored by rubbing in a different subject. So we will not write the name of the person. We have to just give the title of the bar graph, that is the marks scored in a different subjects, that he has got the marks in different subjects. So we will write a title for it. You have to write at the top. Title always comes at the top of the bar graph. Title is marks scored in different subjects. I'm writing DIFF, that is a different, and short form of subject is subjects, right? So this is the title, marks scored in a different subject. This is my title of the graph. Now from here I can observe that I'm constructing a bar graph of the marks that is scored in a different subjects. Now I have to plot a bar graph. For it we need a scale, because here we have to mention these marks and also the subjects, so we need a scale. So firstly we will write the scale for y-axis, right? So when you are setting a scale for the y-axis, what you will do, firstly we will see the number of the marks in a different subjects. You can see that 45, 65, 30 and 15. Here you will have to see the least number of marks and the highest marks. So the least marks are 15 and the highest marks is 65, right? So you have to set the value of a y-axis. On a y-axis you have to use a scale like this, so that it will give you a equal spacing between the numbers, right? So here I am going to represent the number 15 because I want to set a difference of 5 in all, right? So here the least value is starting from 15, right? So here I'm setting the value of 15. So I am going to start with the number 15, and this is, you can leave a one box or you can leave two boxes also. Here I'm leaving only one box. So the firstly it is representing 15. Now the next number is also, as you can see that the difference between the 15 and 0 is only 15. So the next difference of the one block, if you have left one block, then again you have to leave one block. It means after one block you have to represent the value, right? After one block you have to represent its value. So let's see how we will represent, but their difference should be equal. So from 0 to 15 there is a gap of 15, so we have to write the multiples of 15 only. So 15, then 15 plus 15 you have to get 30, then the 30 plus 15 you will get 45, then 45 plus 15 this will give you 60, then 60 plus 15 this will give you 75. So as you can see that the last number is 65, that you have to draw till 75 because you have to written the multiples of 15 only. So every time I am getting the gap of 15. So as you can see that 0 to 50, 0 to 15 it is a gap of 15, and from 15 to 30 there is also a gap of 15, and from 30 to 45 there is also a gap of 15, and 45 to 65 there is also a gap of 15, and again you have getting the gap of 15. So this time I'm leaving a 1 1 block. As you can see that 1 1 block I am leaving. Every time I'm leaving a 1 block and my difference is also getting, I'm also getting the difference same, right? Or what you can do, there is also a one more, let me tell you, or in this way also you can do like this. So if you want to leave a gap of 2 blocks, then how it will come? So here I'm now, this time I'm leaving a gap of 2. So earlier I have left the gap of 1, now I am leaving a gap of 2. So I'm going to leave 2 boxes, 1, 2, then I'm making a number 15. So again you have to leave 2 boxes, then you have to write 30. Multiples of 15 we are going to write so that the every time you will get the difference same. So 15 twos are, then again leave 2 boxes, 15 threes are 45, or you can add 15, then again leave 2 boxes, then you have to add one more time 15, then you will get 60. Then if you will add again you have to leave 2 boxes, then you have to write add 15, then 15 75 will come. So you can see that from 0 to 15 every time I'm getting a same gap and leaving a 2 boxes. So I've represented all the marks on the y-axis. Now it's a now we will write the scale for y-axis, how I have set my scale. So here I have left 2 boxes. Here the 2 boxes means, and 1 box is equals to 1 centimeter. Here the 1 box is equals to 1 centimeter. So if you are leaving 2 boxes, so it means that it is 2 centimeter. So 2 centimeter is equals to what? What is 2 centimeter over here? Here you are getting 15 marks. Here you are getting 15 marks. Here the 2 centimeter is giving you a 2 marks. How? Because every time you are leaving 2 boxes and it is giving you a gap of 15 marks. 2 centimeter means there is a 15 marks between these two number marks. And again if you are leaving a 2 boxes and it is a 2 centimeter, again from 30 to 45 there is a difference of 15. And what is 15 over here? Marks. Here is from 15 to from 0 to 75, these all are marks, number of marks, right? So it means that 2 centimeter is equals to 15 marks. Now come to the x-axis. Now how we will write the scale for x-axis? Now when you are making a bar graph, so we have to draw a rectangular bar. For it you have to leave a 1 box. So firstly we will leave a 1 box. So if you are leaving a 1 box, then you have to take 2 boxes for rectangular bar. It is your choice. If you want to take a 1 box, then you can take 1 box, and this time I'm taking a 2 box. You can take 3 box also, you can take 4 box also, it is your choice, but your length of the rectangle will make it broad. No, so it would be better if you will take 2 boxes. 2 boxes is sufficient to draw a rectangular bar. So before it you have to leave one box. You have to leave one box, then two boxes for the rectangular length, right? Two boxes for rectangular. Then again you have to leave one box, then you have to take two boxes for the rectangular, then you have to leave one box. You can put crosses over here. If you are leaving a boxes, you can put a crosses, but you're not supposed to draw these crosses in your bar graph. This is for your understanding. I'm putting a cross. Otherwise, there is no need. You can leave a blank like this, right? So I'm taking a two box, leaving a one box, and I'm taking another two box and leaving a one box. So these are the marks I have put it over here. So to represent this subject. So the firstly, I want to represent maths marks in a two box of rectangular bar so that I can draw the length of the subject. So in the secondly, I will draw English, then in Hindi, then science, right? So in this way, I'm going to draw the rectangular bars. Now here I am going to draw in two blocks a rectangular bar. So on x-axis, I'm drawing a rectangular bar only. So you have to write 2. Again, you have taken the two blocks. So it is 2 centimeter. 2 blocks is equals to 2 centimeter is representing one subject. It means in two blocks you have represented maths. In every time you are representing a subject in two blocks. So what does it mean? It means that two blocks is covering a one subject. So this is the scale for x-axis. So now let's represent the first number, that is a 45, and he has scored 45 in maths marks. So where's the 45? It is here. So we will start from the maths line and leaving the first box. Then you have to start plotting the number 45. And you know that 45 number is over here only. So we have to draw bar graph of the number 45. And you can shade it with a different color also to represent the number 45, and at the top you have to write the number 45. So here I have represented the marks 45 in, he has scored 45 marks in maths. So again you have to leave a one line, one block, right? Then we will represent the rectangular bar to represent the marks of the English. So how many marks you have scored in English? 65. So 65. So where the number 65? It is not coming. So children, from 60 to 75, the middle value will give you a half of it, right? So you can see that there are the 10 lines in between the numbers. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After 5 lines, you will get a one box, right? Then again you will getting a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? There are the 5 divisions in a one box, right? So the middle will give you a half of it. So this would be a 61, 62, 63, 64, and the 65. So here you will get the 65. So from till here you have to draw 65. Till here you have to draw 65, right? As you can see that this is the number 60 and we have to reach till 75. So this would be 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, and 69. Then it will come 70, right? Then 71, 72, 73, 74, and 75. If you will count like this, you will get the number accurately there. So in the middle of the way, I will write 65. I'm going to represent 65. So this is in English, he has scored 65 marks. So 65 will come over here. So in this way, you have to represent 65, right? As you can see that this is the half. This is the number 65. So now we are going to write the number at the top, that is a 65. Now you have to shade this. In two blocks, we have made the rectangular length. Now again, you have to leave one box. Now we are going to represent the next number, that is 30 marks scored in Hindi. So 30 marks scored in Hindi. So we have to draw a length tail over here, the number 30. This is how you are going to be represent the number 30 for it. So you have to write the number 30 at the top. At the last, you have to represent 15. So 15 is coming over here. So we have to make 15 the length of the rectangle till here, the number 15. So this would be 15. You have the right at the top and it is 15. Right? You can shade with a different color. So this is your data of bar graph. Right? You have to draw the bar graph like this. This was all about the bar graph. Now you have to read the data that in marks you have scored 45, in English you have scored 65, in Hindi you have scored 30, and in science you have scored 15. So the information which is given in the data in the form of table that we have represented on bar graph, right? And also what is the relationship between the marks scored in different subject is that you have to compare the values, that we can see that by seeing, by visually we can observe that in English Ravi is scoring a highest marks and in the science he has scored less marks. So you can plot a bar graph of your subject marks on a graph paper, right? So in this way you have to plot a bar graph. Thank you.